This is Kia Niro Plug-in Hybrid, and Kia was kind enough to give me this media car to drive around for a week. It's pretty much the end of the week. This is my 6th day, so I'm pretty familiar with this car. And the reason I'm really excited to kind of get familiar with it is because this is, technically a preview of what's coming up at the end of this year, which is a Kia Niro all-electric version of this. And there's already a hybrid version. This is plug-in hybrid version, and now they're going to have an all-electric with over 200-mile range, which is, I'm really excited because this is pretty much one of the first compact SUVs to the market, and that's very important. Obviously, the Tesla Model Y is a couple of years away, and there are quite a few other manufacturers working on a compact SUV, but this one is really going to be one of the first ones to market. And because they already know how to make this car, I am assuming that all they have to do is really kick the gas engine out and just make sure that this is a purely electric car. So I'm going to tell you all about the little things that I've noticed that I liked and that maybe I didn't like, which I hope they will improve. All of this is coming up next. If this is your first time here on this channel, welcome. And if you're interested in everything that's going on in the world of electric cars, I strongly suggest you click on that subscribe button so you don't miss anything moving forward. And of course, just in case if you don't know, but this video and this channel is sponsored by Evanex, the aftermarket accessories for Tesla. There is a discount code in the description of this video so you can save yourselves a few bucks. All right, let's talk about this car. Now, this is Kia Niro. There are 3 versions of it. By the end of the year, at least, there will be 3 versions. A regular hybrid, which I have no interest in whatsoever, but this one is a plug-in hybrid. Just like I mentioned, 25 rated miles, and it is not as easy to get all of those miles in purely electric form, because if you really just want to punch it and get this car going a little bit faster, the gas engine will kick in to just kind of help with power, which is a little bit odd, but that's just how it works. As a matter of fact, quite a few plug-in hybrids work that way. If you remember, I've reviewed BMW i8 when I was in Great Britain, and they kind of had the same concept, because if you wanted to really get the power, unfortunately the gas engine has to kick in. Also, if I want to be using, I believe, a heater or something else that will overload sort of the electric source, the gas engine kicks in as well. Now, so this is something that, just so you know, you rarely can get a pure range. However, what the concept of this car really is to get a relatively big miles per gallon range, and this car is really good. So I've been using it for 6 days now. I actually ended up going from Sacramento to Bay Area in that back, and I've driven it almost every day, anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes each way, and still my mileage is about 67 miles per gallon, which is great. So you may not necessarily use this car as a pure electric car, but you're definitely going to save yourselves, and the planet, really. You're definitely going to save yourself a lot of gas, and this is really going to help. Now, inside of the car, it looks pretty normal. It looks like any other normal car. I've enjoyed using my Android app, so I can have my Android, Google Maps and so forth. I forget the name of it now, but I believe also there is an Apple Play to connect your iPhone to it. So that's pretty cool, and it's important that it's here. Outside of the car looks pretty cool as well. I mean, looks like a very normal, and I would say good-looking compact SUV. It's not really actually easy, I think, to come up with a good-looking SUV that's also compact, and I think they did a really good job. Now, this particular car in gray, I've seen this car in pretty much almost every color, and all of them looks pretty good. So really up to you. Now, of course, my favorite color is black, and I believe this car, just as many others, would look the best in black. But of course, that is your choice. Now, one feature that I really like, which I really didn't even expect that this car would have, but it is their sort of lane. It's assisting me to stay in the lane. Now, I'm used to the Tesla Autopilot, which kind of is set to kind of keeping you in the lane, and you almost don't have to do anything. And it kind of takes over for you, which a lot of times is a mistake. As not a lot of times, but as people found out, that cannot be 100% trusted. But in this case, I really like the fact that it's actually kind of assisting you. It's almost like someone's sitting right next to you, and if you're kind of maybe stop paying attention to for a few minutes and start drifting for a few seconds really, and start drifting to the edge of the lane, it kind of gently helps you steer it back. So you feel a little bit of the force, but not so much where you can't kind of take control back. I really love this feature. Probably believe it or not, the most favorite feature of this car for me is that particular feature. I don't even know what it's called, to be honest with you. I probably should have looked it up. But nevertheless, it is a really true assistant to your driving that's not too invasive, but also keeps you safe, because I have noticed that one time or a couple of times that I've looked somewhere and it helped me to keep me in the lane without kind of going over the little lines. So I really like that one. So it is definitely a great car for those who are just kind of exploring the electric car technology. It will definitely give you a feel of electric car, and a lot of times you can roll the windows down and hear nothing, which is a new feeling to a lot of people. I enjoy doing this. A lot of times I just roll the windows down and enjoy the technology, which is pretty much the lack of the noise off. So I really like that. But also it will give you, hopefully it will take the unknown away. Once you drive this car, you will get used to what it is, and the next time, if you're really looking into all electric car, you will be definitely ready and won't be scared. One thing that I do want to also notice, and I hope they improve this, is I don't always know if the car is driving in a pure electric form or hybrid form or in a gas. I think that's something that definitely can be improved. It does give me a message once in a while saying, oh, you're now in a hybrid mode, but I wish it would be kind of a more consistent, and maybe even give me a suggestion what I can do to maybe go back to all electric mode, which obviously I like to be in. All right, well, so this is a general overview of this car. I don't want to go into like special details. I mean, there are tons of videos and specs online about it. I don't want to bore you guys about it. Just kind of wanted to give you my personal overview and kind of look and feel of this car. You know, if you're considering this, if you're considering a plug-in hybrid, this is definitely a car to test drive and check out for yourself. It's definitely one of the top choices that I would suggest for you to try if you are looking into getting yourself something that has an electric powertrain. Now, if you have any specific questions, as always, go ahead and put them in the comments section. And if you have this car yourself, definitely put it in the comment section so we can all kind of share your experience and see what you think. You know, give your own little review of this car and let us all know what you think about your experience with it, and some of the maybe pros and cons and so forth, because I know Kia has been very good in listening to their customers and trying to move forward. You know, this is not a compliance car. You know, they've already, the electric version of this car will be their second compact SUV, which I don't think any other manufacturer can really state. So, all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, comment section is for you. I will definitely make sure to scan it once in a while. Other than that, see you next time, and remember to stay charged.